Hello everybody, I'm going to be doing a little story time about what my experience was going into getting my Septorhinoplasty with Dr. Anthony Barrett in Miami. I'm 6 months post-op now. It feels like forever ago. I guess it kind of was. 6 months is a long time. But I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible because I feel like it helps to try to visualize or know the specifics of what's going to entail the day of your surgery, I guess. So I should have filmed this sooner because now I'm really blanking on stuff, but bear with me, guys. So I live in the Tampa Bay, so I'm 4 hours away from Miami. So we decided to stay in town, obviously, for the whole week and drive down the day before. So I drove down the day before, had dinner. I think you couldn't eat after midnight, so I did that. And then slept in the Airbnb and drove to Miami in the morning. I had to wake up around 4 or something because we had to be there by 5:30, be in the room, in the office by 5:30. Okay, so we got there at 5:13 a.m. because I wanted to make sure I wasn't late because we actually ended up staying in Fort Lauderdale. So yeah, I left earlier to make sure I wasn't late because it would be bad if I was late. I think you have to pay a fee, obviously, if you're late for your surgery. Okay. So when you get there, you'll go there for probably, unless you're out of state, you'll go there for your consultation, which I had my consultation in December, and then I booked my surgery a few months later because I really was not completely sure about what I wanted to do. I wanted to get it, but I was nervous, so I didn't jump on it. Then I booked the surgery, and then I had my pre-op a week or so before the surgery. I drove down there for that, drove right back that same day, and then we obviously came for the surgery for the week. But yeah, so when you get there, it's like a building with a bunch of different suites, and then there's a parking garage. And then when you go in there, they'll give you a ticket for the parking garage ticket person, or it comes out of the machine, I don't remember. There's a guy who's there, I think he checks it when you leave. Anyways, make sure you bring that up with you because they're gonna validate it for you. We made the mistake of not bringing it up with us, and so we just paid it because we didn't want to have to go back and forth. But yeah, so make sure you bring that up with you. There's in the center, you'll see where the actual building is inside of the parking garage, and then you'll go to the elevators. They told me something about a code and I had no idea what they were talking about, but basically because it's so early in the morning, the building where you go into the elevators might be locked, so you have to type in the code to open the door to get in the building and then go up the elevators. So if they tell you that over the phone, that's what they're talking about. So yeah, so we got there at 5:13, stayed in the car, waited till 5:25, and then we went up and went into the office, and then I was allowed to have my husband come back with me, or you could have your friend, sister, whoever's with you, they could come back with you up until right before the surgery, obviously. Then they gotta go. So yeah, so they took us into a room where it was a large desk, a couple of chairs, left me and my husband there. I came in, I think it was as a nurse or somebody gave us paperwork. I signed all the paperwork I needed to. I don't really remember what the paperwork was, but I think it was a consent form for videos or photos, because of social media. And then there was also information about the anesthesia, and you have to obviously sign that you know the risks and stuff. So there was that, and then they left. And then after that, I'm a woman, so I had to take a urine sample to make sure I wasn't pregnant. Obviously I wasn't, so they had me take the urine sample, and then after that they let me go into the pre-op room. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. And they had a big sofa-like chair, and then I guess it was a nurse, she gave me a bag to put all my stuff in, compression socks, and then another pair of socks on top of that, and then the gown to wear, and I think that's it. And then I left my hair down, they tied it back for me, and yeah, I had to not wear any jewelry, and I didn't do any nails or lashes, and then I had worn my glasses because you can't wear contacts during the surgery. Once I was there waiting for a little bit, the anesthesiologist came in. His name is Ricky. I think they call him Ricky, but his name is Richard Gonzalez. He was amazing. He was seriously truly an angel. He's a great guy. He's a great dude. So he came in, and he was just explaining everything to me. He asked he also calls you the day before the surgery to get information and stuff, and then he actually came in the day of to talk to me and ask me questions. So he got my health information, like health history. And then he asked me if I had any questions, and I asked him, because when I had my wisdom teeth removed when I was 17, I woke up during it. So I was like, is there a way to know like that I'm not awake? Also, I was also, for one, I was terrified I was gonna die when I got put on. And then the second thing was I was scared that I was gonna wake up and I like can't move, you know, because like you hear those horror stories where it's like they're in surgery and they can't move and they feel anything. I was terrified of that. So basically I asked that, and he said that I'm not gonna wake up because it's a different type of anesthesia than what they used for my wisdom teeth, and then that his whole job is to like be taking care of me during the surgery and like making sure I'm fully asleep and all that, yada yada. So that made me feel better. And then also he was also just like really, really kind, and he was very wise, very well spoken, very confident but not cocky. So it was like very comforting. His just whole vibe was very comforting. So I liked him a lot. I was still terrified, but it did help me a lot that he was like such a sweetie pie. I was like, okay, like I can trust this man. And he could tell that I was nervous, so I have small veins, so he put it in the side of my wrist, kind of an odd spot. That's what worked, I guess. He put the IV in there, and then he gave me medicine to calm me down, and instantly it definitely calmed me down. I was still nervous, but it helped a lot. So I was thankful for that. And then the doctor popped in. I don't remember what he said. Kind of like, are you ready or something like that. Like, I forgot what he said, but it was nice. He popped in and then he left. So then they were like, it's go time or whatever, however they said it professionally. And so they had my husband leave. The anesthesiologist got my husband's phone number to communicate with him during the surgery to let him know if it was like that it was going well halfway through, and then when they were wrapping up so that my husband could go ahead and head over to the office to come get me. So yeah, so then my husband left, and then the anesthesiologist walked me, it was like the next hallway into the operating room. And it was like so freaky. It was like, I think it was like one of those metal desk things, and then there was like a cushion, like the whole bed had like a cushion, and then there was like a thing for my head. So I'm like freak out, because I'm like, I know what's about to happen. I know I'm gonna get sliced and diced. Like that's kind of like freaky to think about. So I was just, I was so freaked out, because I knew I was about to get put to sleep, which freaked me out. I was scared. I don't know why it freaked me out so bad, but I was really scared that I was gonna blink and wake up and be out of surgery. I don't know why that's so terrifying, like the thought of that, but I was really freaked out of that. So, but thankfully that's not how it worked for me, because I was so freaked out. Like I was so nervous. I don't know why. Okay, so I laid down. The anesthesiologist was still talking to me, and trying to distract me, like calm me down. And I knew what he was doing when he put the mask over my face, because that's how they get you to fall asleep. And it didn't happen right away. So like I could slowly feel it like start to happen. So I'm laying there, and my hair was down still. They tied it up for me. I don't know if I already said that, but yeah. And so I was just laying there, and then I forgot. I don't even know what he said. I think he just told me to take some deep breaths. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I was like taking my deep breaths, and then next thing I know, I'm sleeping like a baby. I was asleep. I slept the whole time. And then when I woke up, it was a slow wake up. So I didn't feel like I blinked. I felt like I took a really good nap. So like it was nice to not wake up and be like, oh my God, where am I? So I slowly like woke up, and then once I was fully awake, I was like, I don't know if this is anybody else, but when I come out of anesthesia, I want to get up. I want to stand up. I want to get out of the chair. I want to get home. I don't know why, but I remember that I was like trying to get up, like to get out. It's just, that's probably so frustrating for the post-surgery nurses to deal with that, but I don't know. Oh yeah, also before the surgery, when I went and laid down, the nurses were working together, and they were wrapping something around each of my legs. Remember, they're like strapping my legs down or something. So like they were doing that, and then the anesthesiologist was like right behind me talking to me. Okay, I skipped it. Let me go back. Rick put the heart monitor on and it was doing the beep, and he was very comforting. And by that I mean it was like beep, beep, beep. Like I could hear my heartbeat through the thing. He said he was going to give me some oxygen, and when I thought it was, what am I talking about? I don't know when I wrote this months ago. He said he was going to give me the oxygen, and when I thought it was the night stuff, so I was still freaked out to go to sleep. And I didn't want to just wake up in the recovery room. I didn't like it. So I was like freaked out that I was going to blink and wake up. That's what I was trying to say. So I took deep breaths, and it took longer than I thought it would to knock me out, but I don't even remember falling asleep. So like it was a very slow, like I just remember taking deep breaths, but I don't remember like falling asleep, I guess. That's what I said. And then I woke up. I woke up after it was over. Oh yeah, so when I woke up, I wasn't on the surgery table anymore. They actually had me in the room right next to it was like conjoining rooms with like a double door, if that makes sense. The doors were open. So I was like in another room, but I was still in some sort of bed when I woke up. I could see the operating room nurses were cleaning up, and I had Nurse Tina helping me. I was slow to wake up. It was a quick opening my eyes. I wanted to sit up, but I couldn't. I was still feeling really sleepy. My face was numb. Some pressure, like they said. My lip was numb, and I had the gauze. Yeah, so like, obviously they have the nerve block. They do anesthesia and nerve block, so my whole face was numb. I forgot so much stuff. I'm glad I wrote this down, because I didn't even remember that. So yeah, I guess I was like trying to sit up, but I couldn't because I was like weighed down because I was like so tired. The nurse put the oxygen mask on me, and I was there for a while just trying to wake up. She gave me some water. So they had Fiji waters with a straw in it, and so she put it in the side of my mouth, and that's how I drank the water. And she also gave me a cough drop, which was really nice. She swabbed my mouth with a lemon flavor swab because I kept saying that it tastes like carrots, and I don't like carrots. I remember that now. Oh my god, I kept telling her that my mouth tasted like carrots. I was like, I don't like this. My mouth tastes like carrots. I don't like it. So she swabbed my mouth. I don't know. I must have. Oh, it's probably like the blood probably went down my throat. So I was tasting like the iron, which I guess tastes like carrots. Usually when I think of bloody nose, I think of panties, but I was thinking of carrots at this point in time. Oh, she said it was the medicine. So they must have given me an antibiotic or something, or whatever medicine she's talking about. That's what tasted like carrots. Okay, I get that. And then Rick texted my husband halfway through the surgery, and then near the end he told him. Like, he was so sweet. I wish I had the text. He was literally so sweet, and it was said that my new nose was beautiful and that I was gonna love it and blah blah blah. I was like, oh my god, so sweet. But yeah, so he did that, and I ended up texting him back the next day because my husband was like, oh yeah, because I wanted to see what he said. And then I was like, well, he said something really sweet. I obviously have to text back and be like, thank you so much, you're amazing. So I did. But yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and then I had to go to the bathroom. So Nurse Tina had to come with me because I could fall because I just like woke up from surgery. So she had to come with me, and I went to the bathroom. And I remember looking in the mirror and being like, what the? Because my whole forehead was like puffed up. Like it was scary. And I had like the black and blue already under my eyes, I'm pretty sure. And I just remember that my forehead was like a balloon. It was freaky. Oh my god. So she helped me to the bathroom, and then when I like actually sat down to go to the bathroom, she was right outside the door with the door cracked, so that was good. And then they took me back into the pre-op room that I was before the surgery. I sat down in the chair, and Nurse Tina took out my IV, and I took off the compression socks, and she went and got my husband, so my husband came into the room, came back into the pre-op room, or post-op, I guess now. So then she explained the instructions to him for like the icing and the gauze and all that kind of stuff. I sat there for a while to keep coming off the anesthesia, and then the Dr. Baird came in and said that everything went great and he was able to get just like the pictures and straighten everything out. So that was very comforting for me to hear. And then Nurse Tina let Erin help me get dressed, and then we waited in the hallway, and she walked us to the elevator, and then I went home. And not home, but like to the Airbnb and recovered. So yeah. And then another thing that happened, so when I was in the bed next door to the operating room, I heard something, but I'm home alone. That's kind of weird. I heard my doctor thanking the nurses. I forgot what he said, but he was like saying, "Thank you, ladies, that you were great help today," blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, okay, period. I loved that he did that. I mean, obviously, like, bare minimum or whatever people want to say, but I did appreciate that, because some doctors, especially people like that, like surgeons and stuff, can be very like cocky and like very like, I'm better than you. But him thanking them, I thought that was very sweet. I did like that a lot. But yeah, so he's definitely not one of those. He's very like, I don't want to say normal, but he's like a good guy, I guess you could say. But yeah, so I wish I had better detail. I should have filmed this like months ago. But if anybody has okay, let me start over. If anybody has literally any questions about like the surgery or the doctor or how any of that process, literally anything, I guess comment. I'll see the comments, and then or you can message me on Instagram. My Instagram is fiabear15, and DM me or whatever, and I might not see it right away, but I will get back to you, and I'll be happy to answer literally any questions you have at all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That was my experience, and here we are 6 months later. One more thing I will say: if you're on the fence and you're like not sure if you want to do it, or if you're not sure if you want to do it, or if you want to just stick with what you got, what I will say is I don't regret doing it. I'm happy with my nose now, but there was, I'm not going to say regret because it wasn't necessarily regret, but there was like a good period where, also it's very jarring to see your nose when they take the cast off. That was a terrifying experience. I feel so much better now, but it was rough. It was very, very rough, especially if you have high anxiety like me. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. If you're just like not sure, definitely just I would wait a little bit longer and make sure you're 100% sure that you want to do it, because what I was trying to say was that I didn't hate, like I had I want to say a love-hate relationship with my nose. Some days I would love it and think it was beautiful, and then other days it would be like, sorry, my phone cut me off because of my storage being low. Okay. What I was saying, some days I would love my nose and think it was super cute. I even liked the bump. I thought it was cool. And then other days I would like despise it. I would completely hate it. I would see pictures and then be like, ew, I hate that I look like that, whatever. So it was like, it was rough because I was like, I love it, I hate it, I love it, I hate it. And I think it was also certain angles I liked and certain angles I like was like, oh my god, ew. So I'm saying, unless you're like, it is the bane of your existence, you can't stop thinking about it, you hate every single picture of yourself, you feel like you just want it to be different, like you want it to be fixed, then go ahead and do it. But if it's really like, oh, I kind of don't like it, I feel like it could be a little bit better, but overall you still like it, don't do it. It's not worth it. I hope that was helpful. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying it's a lot of the surgery process. I feel like the recovery is a lot to go through if you're not like really, really serious about like you don't like your nose. And also just like, it is very jarring, like I said, to go. It's a very long recovery process. I'm still only halfway through. My nose could still look different in another 6 months. But it is really, really freaky when they take the cast off and you see your nose, because if your surgeon is good, your nose is going to look bad when they take the cast off. That's usually how it happens. You can still see there was improvement. Like when they took mine off, I was like, I don't have a bump anymore. It's not droopy, but I looked like a pig. My nose was terrifying when they took that cast off. It looks so much better now, but oh my god, I was horrified. I wanted to die. I was like, what did I do? But I had to like keep calm and ground myself because I knew I had a good surgeon. I knew he knew what he was doing, and it all worked out because I feel so much better now. But oh my goodness, it was terrifying. I looked like Miss Piggy. So yeah, okay, let me know, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Sorry for my awkwardness. I haven't done videos in literally forever, and when I have done them, they've all been vlogs and not me just rambling on. But I hope that I was helpful, and if I wasn't, I'm sorry that you wasted your time watching this, but see you guys in the next one. Hello? No, it's not turning on, because I'm not, hello? Where's this light? Why when I turned it off? I'm so confused. Why is it green? Okay, that was weird. I don't like how it looks straight on. I feel like it's like there's lines. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like it looks very structured. But also it just changes in the lighting. I'm not 100% happy with my nose now, but I also wasn't before anyways. And I also feel so much better from like the side. I feel like I like the side more than the front now, that was another thing, is I didn't really want my nose to change from the front because I really liked how it looked from the front besides it being crooked. But because I had the droopy tip and I wanted it to be lifted, obviously that was going to change from the front. And so yeah. But in different lightings it changes. It's weird. It is really pretty. I just don't like how it looks on camera sometimes, but I think I need to just get over that because that's stupid. Like looking in the mirror right now, I feel like it's tea. Looking at her in the mirror right now, I feel like I like it a lot. Oh my gosh, I do. I do feel like there's a bump right here. I don't know if I'm imagining that or if there legitimately is. Hold on. Like right here, it feels like there's a little bit of a bump. If it heals like that, that's another thing. I was like, I'm not getting another surgery. I'm never going through this again. Unless I'm like wholly chopped. Like unless I'm like truly botched and like my nose is collapsing, all that stuff. Unless it was something like that, then obviously I would get it fixed. But if it was just like not perfect, I was like, that's it. Because people I feel like they want it to be perfect, but you just have to accept that it's probably not going to be. It's very like complicated thing to like change, like to get surgery on your nose and for like the surgeon to do that is very complicated and very like tedious, very specific, like even millimeters can make a huge difference of how it looks. So I saw somebody else say like to not strive for perfection but to expect an improvement, and that's like so real. So yeah, it's not perfect. There's still things that I don't necessarily love, but it's definitely an improvement and I'm happy with what I've got now. So yeah. Okay. So this was my bad side before, which I was really insecure from the side. And this is I would say that this was my good side from the side. And this is the front. I don't even think about my nose anymore, I'm gonna be honest. Like most of the time, I don't even think about it, which is awesome because I used to. There was a time where like I wasn't really thinking about it that much, except for like if somebody was to the side of me, I would like feel insecure. But I wasn't like thinking about it every day. But then when I started considering getting the surgery, then all I could think about was my nose. Like it was so annoying. I was face-tuning pictures all the time to see what it would look like. And then now, obviously a few months later, I literally barely even think about it. Like maybe once a week. Also, I'm gonna do a Q&A, so that'll probably be posted like a week later, a week after this, whenever this goes up. So you'll find that on my channel.